The real daughter, who grew up in the countryside, actually raised her hand and performed a standard greeting posture. Her mannerisms and actions were just like those of a real ancient person. She elegantly completed the tea ceremony. It turns out her true identity was the princess from 1,000 years ago. After her unfortunate death, her soul traveled through time and space, and she became the lost true daughter of a wealthy family. Today is the day she is being welcomed back into the rich family. Unexpectedly, as soon as she reached the entrance, the servants looked down on her for coming from the countryside. Catherine didn't mind at all, because the villa in front of her was only 1/10,000th the size of her palace, and yet it could still be considered a wealthy family. As soon as she entered the villa, Catherine's biological mother rushed toward her. She gently held Catherine's hand with concern, wanting to say some words of care. Unexpectedly, the fake daughter intentionally twisted her ankle, instantly diverting her mother's attention. Seeing this scene before her, Catherine understood that in their hearts, she was just an outsider. At this moment, her grandfather was very angry, because Catherine, coming from the countryside, had no education experience. This severely damaged the family's reputation. Henry, as Catherine's biological brother, completely sided with the fake daughter. He mocked Catherine for lacking manners and said she should be locked at home. To his surprise, Catherine scolded him. She told him that younger generations should not interrupt elders. Henry jumped up in anger, accusing her of being feudal, but her grandfather was very pleased with Catherine's words. This truly reflected the family's prestige. After realizing that her grandfather was the true head of the family, Catherine stepped forward and gracefully bowed. Her actions were the most standard form of greeting. Everyone was stunned by her beautiful posture. Then, Catherine picked up the teacup and offered it to her grandfather as a way to apologize. She expressed that she hadn't fulfilled her filial duties over the years, and now that she was returning to her roots, she hoped her grandfather would forgive her. Her grandfather was immediately charmed by Catherine and declared her the true young lady of the family. He allowed her to attend the top-tier family's banquet tomorrow, officially announcing her return to the family. The fake daughter jumped up in panic. She accused Catherine, who came from the countryside, of being of low status and said she wasn't qualified to attend the banquet. Her grandfather was angered by her rude behavior. In comparison, the fake daughter was the one without manners. After reading all night, Catherine realized that in today's society, as a woman, she had the right to inherit the family fortune. She decided to restore the glory of the princess and become the true ruler of the family. The banquet soon began. Elegant and beautiful, Catherine wore a green gown, shining like a diamond in the crowd. Instantly, it caught William's attention. William, the young master of a top-tier family, was deeply attracted by Catherine's beauty. At this moment, Henry intentionally slandered Catherine and branded her as a country bumpkin who came from the countryside. The fake daughter also intentionally grabbed Catherine's arm, hoping to humiliate her in front of everyone. But the next second, Catherine gave her a harsh lesson. She directly punished their rude remarks, asserting her authority while maintaining decorum. The fake daughter still wanted to pick a fight, but was scared into retreating by Catherine's glare. William, who was watching from the side, became even more fascinated by her. The fake daughter fled in panic back to the hall and falsely accused Catherine of beating her and Henry. This quickly drew the attention of the host of the banquet. Catherine straightforwardly said that her brother had been rude, and in order to maintain the family's honor and the order of the banquet, she had taught him a lesson right then. To her surprise, her biological mother scolded her for making excuses, and, being biased, she didn't believe her daughter from the countryside. She believed that Henry and the fake daughter had been bullied. William's grandmother thought the truth needed to be investigated. Before Catherine could explain herself, William appeared and proved her innocence. Seeing how William's grandmother was pleased with Catherine, Henry and the fake daughter slunk away from the banquet. After this incident, her grandfather trusted Catherine's abilities even more. The next day, he sent Catherine to attend an antique auction. He thought it was just to let her see the world, but little did he know, these antiques were just rubbish to her. The fake daughter's friend immediately humiliated Catherine, saying that she, a country bumpkin, was unworthy of appreciating such antiques. The next second, Catherine spoke up and named the bracelet she was wearing, even detailing the materials used to make it. Because 1,000 years ago, this bracelet was her birthday gift. Unfortunately, the bracelet worn by Mary was a fake. because the real one had been dropped by Catherine and lost a gem long ago. The fake daughter's boyfriend watched the awkward scene and scolded her for talking nonsense. At this moment, the kind Elsa came over and greatly admired Catherine's character. She took Catherine to sit next to her. To pursue Catherine, William, who usually preferred quietness, came specially to the auction, just to spend more time with Catherine. The auction had just begun, and he sat down next to Catherine. He asked her to help him appraise the antiques. Seeing William, the heir of a top-tier family, show interest in Catherine, everyone felt extremely jealous. Remembering how William had helped her at the banquet, Catherine was more than happy to return the favor. To her surprise, the antique William wanted to appraise was an antique pipa she was very familiar with, but it was impossible to discern its authenticity with just the naked eye. Catherine openly said that she needed to try it herself. The fake daughter immediately mocked her for being ignorant, because the auction did not allow handling the items. William stated that he would take full responsibility, and the auction immediately invited Catherine to come on stage and examine the pipa's authenticity herself. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Catherine gracefully picked up the pipa, just as she had 1,000 years ago, and slowly began to play.